A lot of people love to show the glamorous side of things. Sugar babies, OnlyFans, hoe phase. No one tells you the downside. No one tells you the 60%, the 70% of suffering that goes with putting yourself in these kinds of positions with these kinds of people. I'm not trying to be equal with a man. He can have his double standards and he can stick it up his butt.
I went through like such a purity culture, like 100%, like saving myself through marriage, and then like, oh my gosh, be with whoever you want, and like as long as they're being protective. And it's just like two sides, like they do bring up points, but at the same time, none of those sides got it right. You know what I mean?
I'm going to explain to you guys why I decided to give up my fuckboy ways. Let's bring out the pad and notebook. Stop. No, look. The reasons I gave up being a fuckboy is because if you always lying to females and doing all this other shit, all you're gonna do is you gonna hurt people.
And I just saw the likes. Like, that's really all I cared about, was like, I'm getting likes, I'm getting followers super quick by doing this, and this is what works.
I just had like no one there to guide me, no one there to help me and to understand these feelings are natural, and it's just like, it's fine to feel those feelings, babe, like it's fine. But then like I just went off the path, like, you know, hearing social media these days, like our culture is very hyper sexualized, where it's like always about pleasure and like happiness, and like, you know, I just thought I could, you know, like do whatever you want.
So I started looking at it like this, like, man, all I see is Ben Frank at this point. You know what I mean? And I gotta treat my account like it's Netflix.
Right.
It's a subscription, give them a show. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
You're doing missionary, you're gonna always be on top.
Well, no, I think
I could be on the bottom.
Yeah, I think you could be. I think it's still technically missionary.
That's not missionary. Riding you then.
Yeah.
It's not.
But I think
you do missionary,
that's not missionary.
Listen,
y'all are nasty.
Can you come from getting pegged?
So yeah, when you hitting the G spot, you gonna masturbate, you gonna explode, get crazy. You know
Wait, so when you hit the G, you masturbate? Wow.
Yeah, you can.
As much as I hate to acknowledge it, there are girls that work in almost every single club, and technically, to put it lightly, they do more than dancing, and it's not legal, and I don't condone it at all. I think it's very bad to go on inside of clubs, because then, you know, customers start asking the dancers for things that they don't want to do. So basically, you just need to know that, you know, there are girls out there that the money that they have when they leave the strip club is not all stripping money.
Hey y'all, so editing me here. I already know there's gonna be some people that don't like what I say, and they're gonna point out the fact that there's a Christmas tree in my background. Understand that this video was filmed all the way back in December. I just didn't care to post it yet because I had other more interesting things to post. So enjoy, because at the end of the day, more than likely, some other people are gonna watch this after December and see the Christmas tree anyway. Thank you.
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And today, y'all already see that title. We're going to be talking about the ramifications of thought culture. Now, let me just start off by saying, before y'all start gets to typing and talking all y'all shit, I said what I said, I meant what I said, I'm going to say that shit again. So, my business tore kakano. All right? If you know damn well you happy with your life, you do what you do, and your conscience ain't heavy, it's fine, all right? I don't mean no disrespect. However, I'm gonna need all of us to do better, all right? And it's just very interesting to me that since sex positivity has become such the norm, that a lot of people don't think that there are consequences for their actions. And a lot of people have been asking me to do this video, so here we are, all right? Before we begin to the disclaimers and the rundowns, let me just tell y'all, because a lot of y'all been waiting, and for whatever reason you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. It's always on the screen. My song, I Needed Love, is now out. Stream it now on all streaming platforms. And to make sure you go get your merchandise, the V Melt and Chill collection is now out. I worked very hard on it, so I would appreciate it if you just go get something. Even if it's something small, just go down in the description. You say you love me, go get a motherfucking, just a sweater or something, damn it. And, there's way more ways to support. Head down to the description box, join the Patreon, and just peep all the things that you guys always ask me about all the time anyway. So let's get back into the video, okay? So the ramifications of thought culture. I feel like a lot of people are not understanding that if you're going to be promiscuous, right? If you're gonna do a bunch of things that are not conducive to a healthy lifestyle sex-wise, that people are going to talk about it, and more than likely you're going to suffer the consequences. And also, I already know y'all fingers is getting real busy, especially those that are feeling real guilty. Yes, I mean men too. Man whores get on my goddamn nerves. All right, so this goes for everybody, okay? Male, female, cats, dogs, all y'all whores, y'all gots to fucking go. All right, if you a thought, own that shit. I can't stand a hoe that lie about being a hoe. It's okay. Everybody got a hoe face, okay? Also, don't argue with me, argue with your mama. All right, again, I said what I said. I am the judge, jury, and executioner in this bitch. We're gonna be talking about thought culture, okay? Promiscuity culture, not necessarily sex positivity, okay? Even though I know a lot of people kind of link the two together, and I know because of sex positivity, that's why everybody's so comfortable being a thought. We are not going to be like, oh, since women are so comfortable with being themselves, everybody's a whore. No. Okay, that's not necessarily what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about what the thought culture. They be talking about that laws. I don't know. Niggas already know. I already see the motherfucking comments. Stop it. That's what we're talking about today. And finally, there's nothing wrong necessarily with being promiscuous or having your thought phase. The problem is, one, not understanding the consequences. Two, not taking care of your health when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. And three, when you bring kids into the equation, like you just fucking sucking everybody. You don't know who your baby daddy is. You got kids in the room when you doing your dirt. And or your kids know what you're doing and then you done traumatized them. That's mainly what we're going to be talking about today, okay? So now that I got the disclaimers out the way, okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. For today's video, we're going to highlight these points. The normalization of thought culture, why people are so comfortable highlighting their sex lives, especially online, and of course, what are the consequences? All right, so boom, right? We just got to start from the beginning. Sex work is literally the most oldest profession. I'm very sure Jesus had a couple whores. I'm sorry. Are the religious people done clicked off? Good. Get the fuck out. We don't need you anyway. Everybody was throwing that ass in a circle since before we got here, okay? However, there's a difference between then and now. Back in the day, people did that shit a little bit more tastefully, okay? A little bit more in the closet. People were whores, okay? Understand, there's difference between being a whore and a hoe. Yeah, I know I said I was going to use the word thought, but I have to use this in educational purposes, YouTube, okay? Because y'all gonna try me. I try to educate the peoples, okay? So a whore gets money for what they do while a hoe doesn't. So I'm just gonna say, if you gonna be thotting and bopping, you might as well get money for it. I'm not trying to tell y'all. Oh, God, I know I'm about to lose. Bye. Okay, the point I'm trying to get y'all to know is there's a difference between a whore and a hoe. Okay, and essentially, okay, there's been whores forever. Okay, there's been people using sex for money for a very, very long time. That's absolutely nothing new. However, since the dawn of time till up until recently, a lot of people did that as a need-based thing. People are not going out saying, hey, I want to do sex work. I want to do thought work for money. But now, with the normalization of sex positivity, which again, I'm not saying that sex positivity is a bad thing. I think it's an amazing thing. But I feel like some people took a little bit too damn far. And of course, with social media, and then you got OS and all these other things, I think a lot of y'all are confused. I think a lot of people, they took the shit a little overboard. It's a little bit insane, okay? Now, of course, I'm gonna just start it off and kick it off with fucking Twitter, okay? Let's just start with social media. I can't stand the fact that every single time I go on Twitter, I'm seeing somebody's booty hole. Like, do you know how many coochies and eggplants and booty holes I've seen of people that I've been watching for years? Like, people I actually admired, and they got OFs. and then they got personal Twitter OFs, and I'm seeing them getting pegged and shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about? Comment about who you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to see your booty hole getting pegged on my timeline. Twitter, y'all gotta, oh, my bad. If I tweet that, X. Maybe that's why they changed the name to X, because it's rated X, motherfuckers. It's rated, that shit is nasty. You're nasty. I feel like y'all need to get some self-respect, bro. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do sex work, because mind you, I've had friends that are PRS to toots. I've had friends that are PORN stars. Guys, put the words together. I want to keep my coin. And if you really want to make sure I get my coin, just join the Patreon, okay? I'm trying to get to 200 patrons. I'm at 190, but that's besides the point. There's ways to do it in tasteful manners, and I feel like a lot of people are just not tasteful with it anymore. Like, I feel like it's just become the wild, wild west, where people are just like, oh, I showed a titty, pay me $20. Like, I don't want to see your titty. I don't want to say it. Like, it's getting a little, like, you know, first it became I'm this, I'm liberated, you know, I've been living my life as this, but I'm really that, and here I am. Then it became, I was really this, I'm living my life as that, and now I want to show you guys what I got. Then it became, I was this and I was that, I want to show y'all what I am, join my OF, then the OF became the Twitter. Well, okay, this is before OF, but y'all understand. Like, now, like, the lines are blurred, bro. Like, I could go, better yet, the kids could just go on the internet and see any and everything. And I feel like that's a problem. And what's even worse is not even the fact that regular kids could go off and see these things. The fact that these people have kids and they're not even thinking about the fact that their kids could Google them and see their assholes. Like, are we not? I realize there's a lot of people that sit there like, oh, I'm gonna get an OF, I'm gonna get an OF, I'm gonna make mad money, I'm gonna get an OF. But it's like, are we not realizing that we still have friends, family, and let alone children that are going to be able to look this up? Like, our own children are going to be able to look this up. Like, can you imagine how embarrassing it is when your kid is going into the 5th grade and, you know, a kid is like, ha, I seen your brother's booty hole on X. Like, are we not? Like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, and I understand money has to be made, but at the same time, it's like, when do we stop this madness? Because that's what it is. It's pure madness. It just doesn't really make any logical sense to me. And then, you know, there's a line between expressing yourself, being sex positive, and then just giving out way too much information and then making money for it. I feel like those are 3 different lines. Like, I feel like if you're just going to talk about your experiences or whatever, there's a way to do it tastefully. And then if you're going to put it on a paywall, put it on a paywall. But it's like, damn, again, like I said, which I'm not trying to teach y'all to do this, but I'm saying if you gonna fucking sell your soul, actually sell it, bitch. Don't sit there and put it on X for free. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And to add to that point, it just be crazy to me because these be the same people that complain because they can't find a stable partner. They can't find someone that takes them seriously. Well, I mean, let's be fucking real, Penelope. You're talking about how horny you are every 5 seconds. And then on top of that, people can Google your whole entire naked body. Does that mean you're less than a person? No. Does that mean that you're a horrible person? No. Does that mean you're unlovable? Absolutely not. But nobody wants to be with someone whose body is all over the internet. Okay, Sean? I don't want to know that you like to be pegged. I don't want to see your pegging videos. I don't want to see that shit, bro. Like,
So this girl texted a guy and said, I just did it for some extra money during quarantine, but it took off, so I do it here and there. It's not porn, and it's fun. Don't judge me. The dude responded, I don't judge anyone, but we're not going to dinner anymore. The girl says, wait, why? Because I have a fucking OnlyFans? The guy says, no, I think that's pretty cool and entrepreneurial. I'm just not spending $200 in 3 hours of my night when I can see you naked for $6.99 right now.
Like, am I right or am I right? Like, it just really makes no sense to me. These be the same people like, oh, niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. Clearly you are the shit because I just saw you getting shitted on X. You getting shitted on your only. Let me not say that. Let's catch myself. You're getting shitted on your OF. Literally and figuratively. It just doesn't make sense. Like, how much is your soul really worth? So, of course, that brings us to our next point. Why are people so comfortable? Like, why are people so comfortable talking about their sexcapades, airing out their business, airing out their booty holes? I don't know why I keep saying booty holes, but those seriously, I've seen way too many booty holes without even me trying to look at booty holes. Like, why is that such a thing? Honestly, I feel like a lot of it has to do with people's upbringing.
Most of the friends that I've had that have been in that line of work, not only have they not done it due to choice, but a lot of them have done it due to a lot of childhood trauma, believe it or not. A lot of them didn't get enough attention. A lot of them were neglected. A lot of them had parents that were just really, really horrible people, to be quite honest with you. So I feel like them going into that line of work made them feel seen. And this is coming from the people that I actually specifically asked. I'm like, yo, like, what made you get into this? Like, why'd you do that? Besides the fact that they needed money, it was like, yo, like, I really just never had someone actually make me feel seen. I never had someone that actually loved me or cared for me and told me that it was necessarily the wrong thing to do. And it's only when, you know, later down the line when they're actually trying to get serious and do something with their lives that they realize, like, okay, maybe getting into this line of work was not the best thing to do. Of course, we have social media. Social media is going to be the end and demise of most people, okay? To be quite honest with you, social media makes people think that they're fucking the Lion and Goliath. Like, it really annoys me because a lot of people be thinking that just because people do say and act certain ways on social media, they need to do it too. I feel like one person does it, a million people do it thinking, oh, well, my favorite person did it, so I can do that. Listen, people, every lifestyle you see is not conducive to your own. A lot of people on social media, first of all, don't even tell you the lives that they're really leading. Okay, a lot of these people be out here talking about, so, oh, I made $10,000 today from, you know, stripping in a strip club. But it's like, you made $10,000 today, but you'll probably make $1 tomorrow. But again, a lot of you guys probably go, well, $10,000 is going to last me for a while. But still, the point I'm trying to get at is a lot of people, you know, they get into these lines of work. And yes, I understand that strip club is not sex work. I know there's going to be somebody trying to justify the nonsense. The point I'm trying to get at is when you put yourself in these vulnerable positions, it does not always mean fast and easy money. There's a lot of things that go in between that people do not talk about. And people are usually so comfortable speaking about it because they're just highlighting the glitz and the glams of it. They're not talking about the hard parts because the hard parts aren't pretty. And social media is a pretty place.
It's not always as it seems, you know, like not everyone makes the same amount of money. And, you know, even like some of the top entertainers in this industry, you know, it's not like 100% for them every single night. Like, they're not walking out every single night with like amazing money. Maybe a couple, but like, you know, everyone has bad nights. So, you know, bottom line is that the money isn't always going to be great. It costs a lot of money to actually be a stripper. So as a stripper, you have house fees, you have like the cost of tip out, the cost of outfits and transportation. I think my tip out or my house fees and tip outs are usually like between like $100 and $200 per night. So that I pay to work. So yeah, as a dancer, you pay to work, and that's what usually I have to pay the club. So just know that as dancers, we do have to pay. You know, it depends on the club and stuff like that, but usually I'd say like the average is paying between like $100 and $200 to work. And it doesn't account for the transportation because sometimes you have to take a Lyft or an Uber. And, you know, all in all, it just does cost a lot of money to actually be a dancer.
And they were basically saying like, oh, you know, you got to let the house mom see you so we could know if you could work here or not. So when the house mom see me, it's like this bitch... It's like she said, oh, hell no. Like, who the fuck brought this ugly ass bitch in here? But before I went in there, I had done did my makeup and everything. I was looking like so... I mean, I felt like I looked really cute. And she just brought my self-esteem down so low. She was like, first of all, let me just say this. I don't like cheap wigs. And when you come somewhere, you need to be on your shit. Like, she was just running her mouth, just going off on me because I didn't look like how she wanted me to look.
I also did not like the people there. If you watch my first day of stripping video, I talked about like how men were just always being weird and gross, and that will always happen. Like every single day, at least one person would just cross the line. And I was like, I can't deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I'm not a good enough actor to pretend like I like this for your money.
But I mean, now lately you've had the people doing the whole trauma unloading and trauma dumping on social media, which That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time, because I'm really fucking tired of being subjected to people's fucking nonsense on the internet. Like, I understand, as somebody that is bipolar, has anxiety, PTSD and stuff like that, personally, I don't want to deal with other people's fucking anxiety and depression and stuff. Y'all rarely hear me talk about what I go through. Y'all know that I'm diagnosed, but will I ever get on camera like, guys, I'm fucking stressed and I woke up anxious and fucking crying on the fucking camera? No, because it's triggering to people, right? But I think, like, when it comes to this situation with this line of work, it's very glamorized, and it prompts other people in this line of work to come out and be like, okay, if this person's putting it out there, I could put it out there. I could be comfortable putting my life out there. Of course, you don't have social media. People aren't social. You know, people are going to watch it. If the people are watching what's in my strip club bag, if people are sitting there watching, like, these videos and these hauls of, oh, watch me go buy clothes for the strip club, or watch me go buy something for my PORN set, watch me do my makeup for the PORN set today, or watch me do my makeup for OF today, whatever. Like, if people are consuming the content, you think they're gonna stop. Like, let's be fucking for real. At the end of the day, being on social media gives you a really big, like, dopamine hit, especially if you're one of those people that's lucky enough to grow super duper fast. So the more people watch this shit, the more they're going to post it. Like, personally, I feel like that type of content is not that bad. Like, they'll get ready with me to do this, because those are, you know, they're sharing their lives. They're people that really live those lives, and I feel like people have the right to be able to relate to people that are just like them or living lives like them. The only issue I have with it is the glamorization of these lifestyles, because everybody in those lifestyles know damn well they did not fucking choose that shit by choice. They know damn well it was one of those things that they ended up doing because they had to, and they know damn well they're literally mentally going through something that they refuse to deal with head on, and they end up in that line of work, and yeah, they don't want to necessarily be there. Even if it's something they did do by choice, eventually they end up realizing it was a really bad decision. So I don't like the blind leading the blind ideology when it comes to that. Of course, we have the relatability. Social media is all about being relatable. I feel like a lot of people can relate to these people. There's other people out there. Like I said before, everyone has a right to relate to people, make videos that relate to people, and you have the right to relate to people that make videos that relate to you. That makes sense? You get the point. But it's just, you know, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, people should be watching their kids, but people don't. Oh God, Generation Alpha is so fucked. So fucked, y'all. But it's just like, I just feel like we should have a certain set of responsibility to not let certain things get out of hand. And then, of course, we have the monetization, okay? Monetization, oh God, do I even have to say it? Sex sells. It just does. It does everywhere. It sells in print. It sells with audio. It sells with video. It sells with photo. It sells in every medium that you can imagine. So when you really think about it, I feel like most people are just going to do it for the money. I think that's why a lot of people do start doing it, and they stay there because of the money. But I mean, a lot of people quit because they realize a lot of the money is not what a lot of people keep saying it is. But that's for a whole nother conversation. But it's like the monetization for a lot of people, it's fast and it's quick and it's easy in a lot of cases, but in a lot of cases it's not as well. So what are the ramifications of thought culture? Okay. Now, like I said, I'm just saying thought for the purposes of my monetization, even though I kind of said a couple things I probably shouldn't have. Please, God. Please, monetization gods, please don't let this shit get struck down or demonetized, because Jesus. But the ramifications, like, let's be real. The first one has to be embarrassment. You have to be a little bit ashamed of yourself to be doing this shit, okay? Just a tad bit. And even if you're not, you have to be... And this is coming from a Capricorn that usually don't give a fuck about what other people think. But if I was in that line of work, I'm not even gonna lie, I would feel some type of way about what other people thought about it. Like, this is not something that you would want your parents to see, right? I know damn well people don't do this shit and be like, oh, well, my mother would be proud of this, you know? So you have to be very, very mindful of those things. And you have to be mindful what you do, where you go, and what you tell people you do. Because imagine you're just having a regular conversation at a coffee shop and someone's like, what do you do? The fuck you say? I show my coochie on the internet. Like, I'm trying to understand. Or I dance. Well, okay, see, strippers have the perfect one. I dance. But it's like, what's the cover story for being a thot, a paid thot? Like, what? I'm trying to understand, because I mean, some people are loud and proud. I do OnlyFans, but
that shit is not it. Like, that's not even top tier sex work. Like, PORN stars get way more respect than that. So it's just like, that shit is embarrassing. Like, you go around talking about somebody do OF, like, bro, like, no. And then, of course, we have kids feeling embarrassed, okay? If any of these people have kids, right, and the kids end up getting older enough and they're able to Google their parents, I know damn well they feel like fucking fools. They feel horrible. Their kids, the kids in the class, the kids in the school gonna be ragging on them too, because that's just how life is. And sadly, technology is advanced, and I know these kids have access to way more things than we did. So it's just like, I just don't understand how people could sit there and do all of this shit not thinking about, oh my God, like, what about my kids? What are my kids going to be able to see about me? Because personally, that's what I would fucking think. I would be terrified. I'd be like, oh my God, like, my kids are going to see my ass, like, plastered on Google. Like, and you can't really hide that, because once it's on the internet, it's on the motherfucking internet. And even though it might be behind a paywall, someone can quick grab, screen record something and just put it somewhere else. It's happened numerous times to people. And of course, like I mentioned before, not being able to find a stable and a serious partner. Now there's a lot of things that can hinder that, but in this case we're talking about being a paid thot. I'm sorry, this is the best way. It's the best way to say it. To be honest, people don't like being with someone that's been with everybody. Let's just say it. Okay, people don't like being with somebody that's been with everybody. People don't like being with someone whose assets have been all over the world. Some people even have a hard time being with an influencer who's not even doing any of that. That's just speaking in front of the camera, right? So you're going to have a hard time, right? Most people in that line of work do not get in committed relationships because it's kind of hard to accept that the person you're in a committed relationship with is getting banged all the time for money. Like, let's be fucking for real. Even though I know a lot of you guys are probably watching this, and you're like, well, I could separate the two. It's just sex. Hey. Kudos to you. A lot of people cannot. Okay, a lot of people are, yeah. So, personally, I know I wouldn't date a man if he were, hell the fuck no. So there's a lot that comes with that. And of course, finally, just like I've talked about monetization opportunities before, being in sex work actually does diminish a lot of opportunity to be monetized, both professionally, personally, and online, depending on what you do. So a lot of people be thinking, oh yeah, you make so much money on OF. Not really. And even if you're like doing that on a different like social media site and you're just, how do I explain it? You're just like experiencing things and talking about your experience. More than likely, you are going to get certain sponsors, but you're going to be limited to a certain set of sponsors. SEX toys, maybe therapy, maybe a t-shirt, but you're not going to get the big sponsors. Like, people that really pay you the big money are not going to really want to pay you like that, specifically because you're a high risk person. Like, you're a high risk media. Do you think Google's going to want to work with you if you're talking about how you was getting it in and out of your whatever? Like, people need to make it make sense. And I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to deter you guys from talking about your experiences, because I really think it's important for people to talk about their experiences, but when is enough? Like, it's getting to the point where, like, I'm hearing podcasts about people talking about their fucking sexual journeys and videos of people talking about this, that, and third, and it's like a little bit too cryptic, talking about getting shitted on, talking about their fucking titties fell off and shit. Like, I don't got time. I do not want to hear about that. Like, I do not want to hear about how, like, you know, you was fingering a girl and this, that. I don't want to hear it. Like, it makes my stomach churn. Like, my stomach's starting to hurt just thinking about it right now. Like, there's a such thing as TMI. Okay, there's a such thing as being tasteful with things that you do. And I feel like if you're going to go into that line of work, whether it's just educating people about your experiences or actually going full force and doing it, there's tasteful ways to do it. So with that being said, make sure you guys comment down below. What do you think are the ramifications of thot culture? Because personally, I feel like it's already coming to a head. I already done had some experiences with people that I know, and I'm just like, well, that's what y'all wanted to do. All right, like, that's what you wanted to do. I don't know why you didn't think that was gonna happen. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that. Please join the Patreon, and of course, stream my new single is out right now. I love you guys so very much, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.